Yes guys, welcome back to yet another Wolf Supplements vlog, Road to the Farm. If you watched the last episode, you will have seen that I couldn't finish my track session because of my knee. Now, as a joke, I've just told Wolfie that I'm gonna have to pull out of the competition because I've really injured it. And he's lost his head, basically. So, I'll show you. What have you done?
Just taking apart this, mate.
Well, we're only joking when I said I couldn't carry on.
It's well satisfying to fucking just rag shit apart. This is gonna go there. That's
right, I'll love you. Alright, all this gonna be taking it out after that. It's gonna be a graph, but
should we break it here whilst we people, welcome back to a new Wolf Subs vlog. I am going to be trying today the ESN protein, and I'll give you a quick review. This brand has got a lot of hype, and to be honest, they are a massive player in the European supplement space. Kind of come out of nowhere, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't know where they came from, but they've definitely got some serious money behind them. So hopefully with that money they can design a decent protein. So we've got the almond and coconut flavour, so let's get this in the yogurt and see if it's any good. I don't really like coconuts too much, and I can't lie, I'm not even that big of a fan of almonds. That being said, it's for the YouTube content, of course. See the mixability on this. First impression, mixing up quite well. Probably mixing just as good as Trusty Old Perform, which, by the way, is the best selling protein on TikTok Shop, and we happen to be the sellers of it, so let's give this a bash. ESN, they've done a good job with that. That is nice. Subtle flavour, not overly sweet. Yeah, potentially something that we'd look at getting in store. That is pretty nice, honestly. So this meal right here has become a trusty meal for me over this last 12 weeks. High in protein, very high in calories. Get a good amount of fruit in there. Get the raisins, the chia seeds, the pumpkin seeds, so some good fats, some good fibre, and tastes good. Depending on the protein of choice, that is a big important factor of this meal. If it's a bad protein, it fully ruins the meal. But it has served me well, so I will continue eating this. Just looking over some stats this morning, I will pop them up on screen here. My VO2 max over the last 12 weeks of training has gone from 53 to 64, which is insane. I don't really, before I started this sort of training, didn't really know too much about VO2 max, but looking into it, that's a pretty good improvement over the space of 12-week time. So despite the little hiccups here and there, despite the endless amount of injuries, the fitness has definitely gone up a lot. When you look at the interval sessions and the conditioning sessions, I feel like my body at the minute is getting more comfortable in stupidly high heart rate zones, whereas maybe 12 weeks ago it was comfortable for a minute or two, but then it started to get really uncomfortable. I feel like now I can hold that a little more comfortably. So we're seeing improvements. Just shows like being consistent and sticking to a plan. Not skipping sessions, not being a little pussy ass bitch. It works, and despite what you've got going on in your life, despite how busy you are, despite if you've got businesses to run, despite if you work a lot of hours, despite if you've got kids, despite if you've got dogs, you can get it done. It's not always going to be ideal if you are busy, and sometimes sleep might suffer, sometimes recovery might suffer, but you'll see improvements over time. As you can see from that graph, there's like a spike, and then there's a flat point, and then a spike, flat point, spike. So it's not all just up. Obviously, you have your weeks where you feel like shit and where things aren't going well, and then you have your good weeks. So yeah, definitely been interesting. I don't want to lose this after this hybrid prep. I don't want to just go back to my fitness before. I want to try keep it. So it is going to be a graft trying to keep it and obviously staying fit as well, whilst transitioning back into the MMA stuff fully. Start doing jiu-jitsu again, start doing the added kickboxing sessions, the boxing sessions. It's going to be tough to keep the fitness and keep injury free, but we're going to try. So it's 7 p.m. and about to take Rufus on a walk. It's been another good day, very good day. Another day taking risks, and one risk that has been taken today is a fairly decent risk in terms of the financial commitment that I've just made to something. However, keeping the supplement shop alive and thriving, keeping our small business, our independent store alive and thriving means getting in products that are harder to get, that other people don't have, that are cool, that are unique, that are recognised globally. And that is something that I have done today. And I've been working on getting this branding into store for the last 3 years now. I've gotten close a couple of times, but I haven't quite been able to get them in for whatever reason. And it seems at the minute there's no one in the UK distributing their products. Fortunately for us, we've got obviously connections in Australia with our good friend James, and he's put in a good word for us. And anyone that does do business with us usually has only positive things to say. We pay invoices on time, we always represent brands well, we don't cause any sort of drama with us and other brands, or with other brands and themselves. So we are good to do business with, and I will say that proudly. I've always been someone who pays on time, who goes above and beyond for other brands, tries to represent them well, and I think that is why we've landed this one. So yeah, it's exciting. We've got a big fucking invoice to pay next week, and it's something that is coming from the other side of the world, and I am absolutely fucking buzzing to share it with you. I'm not going to share it yet because I don't want to jinx it, but I think it's pretty much done. Yeah, let's fucking go. We're keeping the supplement shop dream alive. There is room in this world for physical supplement stores. Anyway, gonna walk the dog. That is a bit of good news for me tonight. And yeah, getting early night. Amy is away this weekend, so we are absolutely chilling. We've had a nap, played some guitar, had a pasta bake, got this business shit across the line. It's a win. It's gonna be a good evening and a good weekend.
Wait.
So me and Roof coming down to this field is our equivalent, or Roof's equivalent of doing a track session. I feel like this is the time where he gets an absolute blasting, an absolute run around for an hour. And I do treat it as kind of a fitness session for the dog. I know that sounds fucking bizarre, but dogs need a good run around at least once a week. He gets like an hour or two walk, steady walk every day, but I think once a week, like just wanging his ball and letting him sprint and chase it. And at the minute, he's actually looking in impeccable shape, if I do say so myself. He's had a recent diet switch and he's looking a lot slimmer. Yeah, he looks well. His teeth look whiter. He looks a bit faster as well, a bit scarier. So yeah, he's looking very happy with himself. So I'm gonna give him a blasting. I get his cardio session out of the way. But yeah, it's a proper nice time of week when the sun's still shining at 7 p.m. and the roads are a little bit quieter. It's proper nice. Yes, so it's Sunday morning and just walked the dog. It is currently 9:30 and I'm gonna head to the gym. I've got legs on the agenda today. To be honest, I am going to be taking this session steady. Anyone who's injured or has been injured knows that once one thing goes, everything just starts to tighten up. Everything starts to feel a little bit sketch, like my shoulder, although feels a little bit better today. When I woke up, my lower back was tight. This shoulder's a little bit tight. My calves feel tight. Hammies feel a bit tight. So I'm gonna get to the gym. I walked this morning to try and loosen things up. Gonna get there, stretch off, and just take it steady. I don't think I want to be pushing the weights up on anything today, to be honest. I'll see how I feel on like the leg extension hammy curls. Obviously there's not much risk with something like that, but for the squats, for the stiff leg deadlifts, all the compound stuff, yeah, I'm gonna just take it very steady. I feel like something is just on the verge of going. Touch wood, we get through it. But gonna have a squares bar pre-workout, which is about, that's not the right one, that's aim. It's gonna have the plain one, which is about 130 calories and pure carbs. Ideally, in an ideal world, I'd have probably 600, 700 calories and weight an hour. I'd have more carbs and a little bit of protein, but we're not in an ideal world. I've got a very busy day today. Going back to the shop, I'm gonna clean out a lot of stuff. Got quite a few orders to pack. Got some stuff to add to the website, and then got some, probably a good hour's worth of customer service type stuff to get done. So should be a good one, but let's get it. Legs going down, nearly there. Squares bar, cordyceps, of which you can now buy on wolfsupplements.co.uk. Creatine, take 5 gram out of this tub and then get 5 gram from the Wolf Athlete. Curcumin, because my shoulders are ridged, and I mean ideally wouldn't be taking this pre-workout, but I don't read too much into it. I know HydroKirk did a few studies showing that taking curcumin around your workout window doesn't really do too much in terms of stunting muscle growth, so I don't really care too much as long as I get this in. And of course, Wolf Hydrate. Sea salt apple, I've got my own personal stash of this, but it will be back fairly soon. So that is me done for legs. Half an hour, I know that is ridiculous. I had to cut out like half of the session. Squats, stiff leg deadlifts, cut them out. Wall balls, cut them out. It's obviously not ideal, and to be honest, like part of me were thinking like, is it better just to not come at all? But I am glad I came. Obviously did what I could. I could have probably done the other stuff, but everything just feels tight, and I just feel like I'm on the verge of something else going. So at least I've done half an hour. Leg extensions were up, hamstring curls were up, split squats were up, single leg press was up. So like everything that I knew I could do without risking getting injured was up, which is good. I just don't think putting any sort of weight through like squats, even my shoulder, like even holding my phone here is killing me. So that's that done. Gonna get to the shop now. Got a decent bit of work to do, get the orders done, get the new brand on the website, also some customer service stuff. And there is something else that I'm forgetting. Oh, and cleaning out loads of shit for the skip. Electricians are coming back end of next week, so need to be in a good place, ready for them to come. Once they've done the full rewire, I will be cracking on with the mezzanine, so it's going to be all systems go. I feel like it's coming good time. Obviously this hybrid block will be done, we'll have finished competing, and then obviously can spend a couple months building out the upstairs at the shop, which is going to mean intense like graft, obviously running the business as normal, but then chucking in some just manual labour bullshit with it, which we're not used to be honest. Like me and Tom are obviously not used to doing much manual labour at all, so when we have to do something, it takes it out of you, which I know if you're watching this and you do have a manual job, you're probably thinking grow the fuck up, but it'll be probably a month of just like pulling shit out and getting the mezzanine up, lifting shit, cleaning shit, sorting shit. So should be a good one. Like I say, gonna crack on now. I think Tom's potentially going to see Post Malone in Amsterdam next week, so it's going to be a fairly lonely week for me. I think I'm not sure if we are going to open on Thursday and Friday with the electricians being at the shop. Still yet to decide that. I might just go in for a few hours. I don't know what I'm going to do about order packing. I might have to take the label printer home, because obviously we're not going to have any electrics, so it's going to be a tricky one to navigate the back end of this week, but it'll be worth it. I cannot wait to get all this shit done. So A-Star done and dusted for this week. We will be here again in the morning to do our conditioning session, but until then, have a good one. Hope whatever you're doing today, I know technically you're watching this a week ahead, hope whatever you're doing is good, is fun, and I hope you are well, and I hope you're not injured like me and Tom are all the time. So peace. It's happened again. It has happened again. We are on 3:30 and have been fucking sorting shit out at the shop. Oh, and I've had a bowl of tuna and rice and that squares bar that you seen me eat, so not ideal, shouldn't be doing this at this point. Should be prioritising food and recovery. But Skip is almost full of shite. I've got dust fucking all in my nose. The amount of space that we've got now at the shop is insane already. Obviously, it's a case of once we've got like an empty shell, we can then start putting up the steel beams to build the mezzanine, to put the mezzanine on. It'll be all systems go, so we're almost there. I think like probably another week or so of just ripping shit out and cleaning. We'll have a nice empty shell to go at. And already I'm going upstairs and thinking, wow, like we've got a lot of room here. Even where one of the old businesses used to be in the unit, there's a nice spot up there. And now that it's all empty, it's looking, honestly, it's looking bigger than I thought it was. And I'm thinking of potentially building some sort of content setup for Wolf Sups. Like, I've already got an idea in my head, and it looks amazing already. And literally all we'd need is a couple lights, of which we've already got. Obviously tripods, which we've got already, and a camera. And I think we could make something cool as fuck in there. So yeah, watch this space. Been a bit of a graft today. We've got all the new brand on the websites and ready to go for TikTok shop, and customer service stuff is all sorted, and all orders are packed. Fucking hell, I can't speak. And all orders are packed, so good day all in all. I'm gonna go in now, feed, see Amy because she's been away and she's just got back, and then yeah, just chill, probably take the dog on another little walk, get ready for tomorrow morning's conditioning session. Think Tom's wanting to go early, which honestly suits me more anyway. Like I'd prefer just getting shit done early, more so now that we've got I've got a lot to do at the shop. Decent bit of graft going to happen tomorrow as well, so I'd rather just get it done, get it dusted, and then can get on with the day without having to think about training. So let's get it. Let's have a nice evening.
Yes, people, how are we doing? It is Sunday morning, around 10 a.m. Played football yesterday. I haven't checked in since Friday track session. Yesterday, football was the main event, and unfortunately, it was a big fat loss on the cards. Lost 4-1, not a nice one to take, but you know, take some positives from it. Full 90 minutes on the field, and that obviously means a lot of cardio, which is good. Endurance in the legs. I don't feel like I picked up any knocks or anything like that. The only thing I did pick up, which is a bit weird to show on camera. Do I show it? Maybe. If you're a little bit squeamish in any sort of way, then probably just don't watch this bit. It's not that bad, but still a bit weird. But I'm going to do it anyway. Right, I decided against doing that. Never mind. Basically, I've got 2 blisters on my feet. One on each foot, in exactly the same spot. On the inside of my foot, like on the ball, underneath my big toe. From my football boots, and probably from running on the hard, dry ground for such a long time. Like, I mean, the game was 90 minutes. There's obviously added time within that. And then you've got the warm-up as well, which was about, 20 odd minutes. So when you work it out in total, it's quite a long time to be on your feet. So yeah, that is that. However, there are other developments within this realm of video and vlog, so I'll show you those shortly. So I've actually got some clothes on now. So as I was saying, other updates. So first of all, if you've been watching the series, you'll know along the way I've been picking up little bits of kit here and there, anti-chafe pants, something else, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it was. But this week made a fairly big purchase, with the farm being 3 weeks from today, literally. Yeah, it is 3 weeks. I've been training in the same trainers for the past 9 weeks, and I'd had them for like over a year before that as well. and they're taking some hammering before that, so obviously they've been getting extra level of hammering in the last 9 weeks with the increased running, all the partner sessions and whatnot. So with 3 weeks to go, I thought time to get myself some new trainers. So I've been doing some research, trying to find what is going to be the optimal shoe for me going into this event. It's not going to make a whole world of difference. It's like the actual difference it's going to make is going to be like totally marginal, but nevertheless I obviously want to be running in something comfortable, performing in something that's going to give me as much possible benefit as it can. So I've bought 2 pairs of trainers. I am planning on sending one of them back, but I'm going to test them both out first and see which one I prefer, which one I'm going to send back. But already, just from looking at them and feeling them, I feel like I know which ones I'm going to send back. So I'll show you. So the first pair is, or are rather, the first pair of these. So these are Puma Deviate Nitro 3. They're not the Nitro Elites. I know the Puma levels go up to like Elite, but the Elites are just like super expensive. These are carbon plated, so they've got a carbon plate in here, and Puma grip is renowned for being the most sort of durable grip on these sort of trainers, so that was a big selling point for me. These particular ones are actually water resistant. They're not waterproof totally, but they're water repellent apparently. They've got some reflective strips on them as well, so they're sort of designed to be like a winter shoe. That being said, they don't actually have laces, so these were a little bit cheaper. These were about 100 quid. Well, I got them with a little bit of discount on top. They were like reduced anyway, and then I got a bit of discount on that, so they were just short of 100 quid. They're quite rigid at the back, kind of stiff. Ankle support is good. Puma trainers are apparently better for narrow runners, narrow feet, and also people who run quite narrow, like one foot in front of the other, which I do. So got these. However, the drawback is this thing. I've got this sort of like pulley thing on some Solomons that I've got. The only thing I'm thinking, I haven't actually ran in these yet, but potentially might not be able to keep them super tight to my feet for a long period of time, especially if I'm moving around in them, doing fucking burpees, step overs, and then the running and God knows what else. So that is shoe number 1. These are the ones which I'm contemplating sending back. They're also like, the finish on them isn't great. Like this toggle thing here has like torn a little bit already. So shoe number 1, the least favourite. Shoe number 2, this snazzy number here. These are Saucony, I believe that's how you say it. Saucony Endorphin Pro 4s, also carbon plated. The grip on these is also renowned for being pretty good as well. They're quite a thick midsole. They're quite thick on the bottom. Anyway, a lot of foam, a lot of padding. I think these look fucking sick. Now, I got these because they still are for narrow feet, narrow runners. When I was looking into it, apparently they do have a good amount of ankle support. However, actually having the shoes in my hand, they are quite flimsy in terms of like the fabric here, but obviously they're super light, they look sick. They are white, so they might get battered quite easily. Again, I haven't taken these for a run yet, but I will be testing them out just to see. But these are the current front runners, so that's where we're at in terms of shoes. I have just done something super spontaneous by my standards. Probably, if not the most spontaneous thing that I've ever done. Basically, a friend of ours, a friend of mine, friend of the shop, friend of Wolfie's, Liam from Ossett Gym, put a story on his Instagram yesterday saying that he's got 3 spare tickets to go and see Post Malone in Amsterdam. I messaged him worked out what it was going to cost me to go, and I thought, fuck it, I'm going to book it. So I booked it this morning. Post Malone is my #1 artist at the moment. Obviously, so weird how this has coincided with this series, me going to see AC/DC the other week, because AC/DC were also on like my bucket list of artists to see. That's a little bit different with them because obviously they're sort of on the way out, let's say, you know, they're not too far from being past it. So that was more of a pressing matter. I wanted to see them before they retired. Post Malone, I wasn't necessarily in a rush to go and see them because to see him because obviously he's still in his prime and no doubt will be touring for many, many years to come. However, the opportunity presented itself. I thought, let me just see, priced it up, and cost to benefit ratio was definitely in favour. So I booked to go see that, to go to Amsterdam. I'm going tomorrow, I'm flying at 3:20 in the afternoon. I'll be back on Wednesday, so yeah, something else a little bit different for this vlog series. It's going to be pretty much a solo trip. I will be meeting Liam when I'm out there, but it will be majority a solo trip. So yeah, I guess you're coming to Amsterdam with me, so that's exciting. And as for today, Sunday, I'm gonna go to the gym shortly. I'm not 100% decided yet on what I'm gonna train, but it's either gonna be legs or full body, which is a bit of a toss up because legs are a bit battered from football yesterday, and we've got the partner session tomorrow, which I'm going to be getting in before I do go to Amsterdam. So full body's probably going to fatigue me more for that session tomorrow, but then legs are battered from yesterday. Either way, there's fatigue. Probably going to go and train legs because that leg session's actually fairly enjoyable, bizarrely. So yeah, I've tried getting in touch with Luke to see if he wants to come as well, but he's probably still in bed because it's not even 1 in the afternoon yet. Anyways, I'm gonna crack on. I'll get to the gym. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so that's another full body session boxed off. I probably look a mess because I've just been in the sauna for a good grand total of probably half an hour with 2 15 minutes in and out. However, the session went well, felt strong, despite a bit of fatigue from yesterday. As I was getting changed in the changing rooms just then, I've like felt something really strange on the back of my right behind my, I don't know what you call that bit, the crease of your knee, like the back of it. It feels worryingly like tender and sore to touch. A bit strange because like I didn't feel any pain whatsoever throughout the session, but I've looked at it in the mirror and it's like bruised, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. I'm gonna check it out a bit more when I get home, but fucking hell, hopefully nothing serious. I'm just touching it, it feels weird. Anyways, it's just another injury to add to the list, but we move. So, just winding down for bedtime. Had another fat scoop of the Alpha Neon Dreams, which has made a nice bit of difference to my sleep over the last few days. So me and Wolfie are training in the morning, meeting at 9 at A-Star. We're doing our conditioning session, which is, as per usual, looking to be quite a graft. I also got my mother to check out the thing on the back of my knee, and as much as it is pretty tender to touch, I think it is just a bruise from football, potentially. It's just in a weird spot where it's like you think to yourself, surely I would have noticed when that happened. But yeah, fingers crossed, all will be well for tomorrow's partner session. And then of course, after that, my bedroom is a shithole, by the way guys, at the moment, with moving stuff out of the shop. I actually had
a decent bit of stuff in there that was mine. So table, that shit over there. So hence the pile of doom in my bedroom. I'm prepping all my shit ready to go tomorrow afternoon. Debating potentially taking the Sauconys with me to maybe go for a run around Amsterdam at some point, but we shall see. Nevertheless, it is bedtime, so I'm gonna hit the hay and I'll see you lot at the partner session. It's another Monday. What we got on today?
I don't know.
Oh shit. We got a phone call, mate. Run, Forrest, run! Last one. He always does a madness on this, it's funny. For 2 minutes, this is where we are shit. Fucking unbelievable day. Last few, lads. Come on. Come on, mate. Smile for the camera. Let's go. 30 seconds before Amsterdam. Yeah. We made it to the airport in one piece, albeit left my jacket at home, so I've had to borrow Dan's jacket from the car. Patches V, quick stop off at the multi-faith room. We're about to board the plane. We're on time, 3:10. Should take about an hour to fly to Amsterdam and catch up when we land in the Netherlands. As you've probably seen, come on dude, as you've probably seen, I was flagging in that session. Went a bit too hard, redlined a little bit too early and just felt absolutely fucked, like genuinely thought of having an heart attack, which I suppose that's what happens when you max heart rate and you've got to keep going. That being said, another one down, beautiful day as well. A-star, honestly, in Wakey, cannot beat it in summer. Like being able to train outside, catch a little bit of sun whilst getting your session in is just a great feeling. The more sun we can get in summer for us is better. The more sun we can get, the better, should I say, as winters are dark and depressing. But today, it's beautiful, so bringing the dog out for a walk now. It's honestly like 12:30 and I feel well behind. I think just got up a bit later than normal today at like 7:30, which is actually very late for me. I'm like 2 hours behind in my day, so just catching up now. Got a few things to sort, a few bits of bollocks to sort, and then on with the orders and on with filling the skip up again. But the skip is honestly nearly full and the amount of space that we've got at the shop now is unreal. So honestly, there is some exciting developments going down. I think by the end of this year, we'll probably have, I want to say, 5 or 6 new products in the range. We'll have a lot more space. It's honestly all systems go now, and although cash is tight, it's going to have to be. We're moving fast and things are developing quickly now. I wouldn't want it any other way. Just going to have to hold on. I'm kind of used to the stress of cash flow now. Worst case scenario though, we could take loans out and stuff like that. We're pre-approved for a lot of loans, so wouldn't be the end of the world, but all systems go, foot to the floor. Yeah, it's exciting. We've already been flying in terms of new products this year, and it's only going to get better. We're only going to be ramping it up, so stay tuned. But first, we've got this 12-week prep to do, and Rufus is just taking the absolute fucking piss. First, we've got this 12-week prep to finish, which is taking a considerable amount of mental effort and energy. Tom's away, obviously, in Amsterdam as well the next few days, so I'm going to have to slightly adjust my schedule just to make sure I can get the sessions in, which might just mean waking up earlier this week, which I don't mind. But it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good week, so finish this walk and then get back to the shop. Yeah, it's a decent day.
elektronische apparaten heet wordt, beschadigd raakt.
Please keep your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is switched off.
Yes, people, so we have touched down in Amsterdam Central. You can hear the whiz of bike chains already. It's a beautiful evening, to be fair. I've got about a 10-minute walk to the hostel, my accommodation for the night. And all in all, a smooth, easy journey, despite once we got on the plane, there was a 40-minute delay to actually setting off. So that was a bit annoying, but nevertheless, we're here. I managed to navigate my way out of the airport, got on a train, bought a ticket like a proper grown-up, and yeah, I'm here, and the scenes are scenic. So this is the first time I've done any sort of solo traveling since my journey back from Australia last year, and even then that was just a flight. Super last minute I booked this, and it was a bit impulsive, to be honest. I was a bit nervous, I was like ill prepared, but I just thought, fuck it, like, I guess that's my message to anybody who's thinking like just about doing anything, man. You're not here for a very long time. I know all I've done is literally just booked a trip to Amsterdam, which is only like an hour flight and whatnot. But I mean, the farm, like, again, another thing, I just thought, kind of fuck it, let's do it. And I think often the best things in life do often come out of going out of your comfort zone, just doing something off your own back. And I'm hoping it's going to be a good 2 days, but I need to find a hostel first. I've made the ultimate sausage move. I stumbled into KFC on my way to what I thought was a hostel. However, I've walked 15 minutes in the wrong direction. It's not the end of the world, but yeah. Added steps after the conditioning session this morning. Some fucking hooligans revving their engines about as well. Yeah, man, that is a serious L. I'm literally walking exactly the same way that I came. However, I have just remembered something I wanted to mention on the vlog, and that is, if you were considering taking your Wolfie's mushroom extracts away with you on holiday for whatever reason, as I have, don't worry, they go through security. I am living proof of that. I'm not locked up in a jail cell right now. I have brought them with me, A, to use, and B, to take some cool pictures with them in the Amsterdam scenery. So yeah, just a thought. Also, Wolfie's boxed off for me a bunch of the hydrate stick packs, so I can stay hydrated on my travels as well. Fun fact as well, guys, so my hostel is so called the heart of Amsterdam, which probably partly explains how I've managed to put the wrong address in. But also, full circle turn of events, this is actually the same hostel that Dambo, Marshy, Liam and the boys stayed in for Dambo's stag do, I believe it was. So yeah, weird. Yeah, I am also located extremely suspiciously close to the red light district. That is not intentional, by the way, just so you know. All right, so we made it. It's time for a room tour. Now, I'm not living it up in luxury. We are in a hostel. Just checking. Yeah, I am alone. Looks like there's potentially only one other person here. I'm on a bottom bunk, which is always a win. And the streets of Amsterdam right at my doorstep. And if I'm feeling naughty later on, I can go to the fucking dodgy show afterwards. But plan is first of all, I'm gonna get a shower because I'm stinking, and then I'm gonna get changed, and then I honestly don't know. Maybe try and meet some people, or just go for a mooch. We'll find out, but you're coming with.
So Wolf Subs can officially now export and import properly. Before, I don't know, I was doing it and we were getting stuff to Australia. We did have some issues though, and there were some like heavy fees to pay on some packages that were coming our way. And I'm thinking now that's probably because I didn't actually have an import license for the packages. So now we've got a fully legitimate import license, so the stuff that's coming from the States, hopefully. Still think we're going to get rammed. I do think we're going to get rammed with taxes and fees. In my head, I've already kind of accounted for 26%. So 20% VAT, I'm not sure. I think you get charged VAT even though it's coming from the States. And then 6% on like just duties and fees and all that bullshit. Kind of makes sense from UK perspective to obviously charge VAT on stuff coming in, because essentially the money is leaving our economy, so it's bad for our economy. Obviously when we're sending stuff out, we don't pay VAT on that, or there's certain jurisdictions and stuff like that you do, but like if we send stuff to Australia, we don't pay VAT, but obviously we're bringing money in to the economy from Australia. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see when the stuff arrives how much we get fucking rammed. If it lands and there's no fees, no duties, no taxes to pay, then well, I don't think that'll happen, but I'll be a very happy man. I've priced everything at the minute assuming like a 25% tax, so we've got some very cool stuff coming. And I can see why companies in the UK don't import, they just get stuff from distributors in the UK and whatnot. However, as a physical store in 2025, you've got to go above and beyond. Like for me, I want to bring in the best products in the world, and if that means that bringing them in from the other side of the world has to happen, then it will happen. We'll be the only company in the UK with this brand, so yeah, should be good. This is officially dead out, which is good, and we've got a skip out there. I don't know if you can see it. Got a skip out there somewhere that is getting very full, as you can see. So gonna finish packing orders. We've got quite a lot arriving as well, unpacking boxes, and then I'm gonna carry on cleaning around. The amount of space at the minute we've got just from doing this is unbelievable. Don't want to show everything right this second, but it's good. Obviously with the break-in that happened the other week, we've got added security and a few added barriers just to help wade away any potential theft or any potential break-ins again. But not only that, we're going to have plenty of room to build and expand, and we'll essentially be gaining like another what we've got already. So for the same rent, for the same cost, we're going to be having double the space. So it's an absolute no-brainer. Do we need all the space that we're gaining? Yeah. No, we definitely don't need it this moment. However, I've always said, like, if you have a business and you can see it going to a certain place, and you know that to get to that certain place, things are going to have to happen at some point. If you're able to do them things now and get them in motion earlier, then just do it, because if you don't get to where you see yourself getting to, then so be it. You fucking failed anyway. That's how I look at it. I've failed anyway, so I may as well do the renovation now, in the hopes that one day we will be maxing out that space and thinking, fucking hell, thank God we did that renovation. That's my thinking anyway. I don't know whether that's smart, but that's how it is. So yeah, let's get cracking. I'm not gonna check in again today. It is Monday, and tomorrow it's probably gonna be a full body session. Need to be careful again. Injuries obviously are loosening off today. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Last week it was the full body session that put me in a hole. Just need to be careful with the shoulders. Don't want to get injured now, so even if I tick over, I'm happy with that. So yes, now it's Tuesday and it's another beautiful day. However, it is dropping cold and I am having to get up a little bit earlier this week due to Tom being away. I have been going to the gym at about 11 on my training days, which means obviously leaving Tom at the shop. However, with Tom being away, it's back to the old times, me on my Todd. So that just means having to get up slightly earlier than I have been doing, just so that I can get the dog walked and get to the gym in the morning, as well as getting the usual morning bullshit done. Come on, dude. Which includes like emails and about an hour or two's worth of work. Top tip for anyone who is wanting to start waking up earlier is, as soon as you get up, if there is sun, that big yellow thing in the fucking sky, go outside and try and look at the sun. Just stare at the sun. And I know you're going to say, that's bad for your eyes, Wolfie, why are you staring at the sun? Well, maybe it is. I don't actually know the science of it. I just know that if you look at the sun early on, by the time it gets a bit later, like 12 hours time, melatonin production will kick in naturally, because your body knows, right, we've seen sunlight at 6:30 a.m. or whatever time it is the sun's coming up. It's gonna be roughly 12 hours time when it's going back down and we need to go to sleep. Top tip. So if you are someone that struggles to go to bed early or wake up early, use the sun, which is our natural circadian rhythm guide. Use it to your advantage. Get some sunlight when you wake up. Complete and utter waffling this morning. On the agenda today is, I'm not sure, because I've been debating whether to do legs again or whether to try to do full body. The issue with the full body is there's a lot of stuff that's going to potentially aggravate my shoulder. That's what kind of set it off again last week. So it's whether I do full body and just take it really steady. I'm not going to do uppers because everything uppers wise would obviously aggravate the shoulder. So full body really steady with the superset at the end, minus probably the carries, kettlebell carries at the front, because that's what actually pulled my trap / shoulder last time. So still debating. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see how much time I have when I finish walking the dog, and then we'll decide. But sun's shining. We've got some exciting developments at the shop today. Got a very busy one, to be honest, so probably not going to be checking in too much through the day. Also, just seeing that James has finally finished the new Powerhouse 2.0. Looks amazing. Go and follow Powerhouse on Instagram if you can. Honestly, there is no MMA facility anywhere near us that's beating that place now. Just the size of it, it's all fresh. Gym King Fight Division have sponsored the gym as well, so they've put a load of nice mats down and stuff like that. It just looks unbelievable. Even the strength and conditioning section of the gym looks insane. I don't know whether James is going to open that to public at some point, or maybe have it as a tie-on to the MMA membership. Hopefully he does, because I'd love to be able to just get my training all done in one gaff. I also think he might be adding a sauna to the place as well, which, again, if that place has a sauna, has MMA facilities, it's got a gym, and you can use all of that stuff, it's going to be hard to beat, to be honest. It really is. Great location. Nothing really coming close to it anywhere near us. With the rising popularity of mixed martial arts, UFC, people are getting into it. A lot of people are watching the UFC. Younger people. As a business, I think for James it's only going to go up. It's absolutely flying at the minute, so yeah, it'll be exciting to see in a few years' time. You never know with these things. He might have outgrown that space and he might even be looking at an even bigger space, but it's business for you, entrepreneurship for you. Yeah, it looks mint. So I will be training down there in the morning for my 2-hour session. That's another thing to bear in mind with my training today. Don't want to overdo it because I feel like I've been out of the loop with the martial arts side of stuff, training a little bit more sporadically since the gym's been getting refurbed and since I've been injured. I need to go steady, but I will get there early in the morning. The morning's going to be a crazy early wake up for me. It's going to be like a 3:30 alarm, which is rough, but get some stuff done and then get to the gym early so I can get some footage for the YouTube. But unbelievable. Yeah, just wanted to add that in there in case anyone watching this video is thinking about maybe starting MMA, joining a new MMA gym. Maybe you do kickboxing but you want to do some grappling, stuff like that. There's no place like it, and James is a top coach. Not only that, there's a top boxing coach down there and a top jiu-jitsu coach, so unbeatable. Yes, now, so that is the full body session done, and not the best session. Well, it was alright. It's just annoying. Anyone that knows me well, like my missus, will know that if I've got something written down or something that I want to do, it actually pains me not to finish it like fully, even though Ryan's aware that I'm injured and we're pulling back and whatnot. But just like not being able to do certain exercises, not being able to push myself fully. There were a couple of times where I was like looking at upping the weight and I was just thinking, why am I doing this? I'm just going to end up fucking hurting myself again. So we got out of it scathe-free, feeling good. Busy one at the shop today, so making sure to get some food in. I am actually 2 kilos up since starting this 10 weeks ago, and I will flash up the recent check-in pictures. I'd say like probably the best I've looked in a long time, to be honest, and I haven't been chasing like muscle gain or anything like that for the last few years, but it is nice to see, like I can see why once upon a time I enjoyed doing that, when you see muscle coming back, but like I said, 2 kilos up, and I don't feel like I've added much fat at all, if any, so obviously that's good. Just shows what consistently eating can do for you. I mean, I do enjoy not eating. I enjoy fasting, and I enjoy the amount of work I can get done when I don't eat. However, that led to me looking like this, and still looking like that to some extent, but obviously if you go in days without eating, slowly you're going to start eating away at muscle, and slowly you'll have nothing left of you, and that's kind of what happened to me. So it's been nice prioritising food again, prioritising getting some calories in, like on a morning especially. And yeah, feeling good for it. I honestly can't wait to see the compounding effect of continuing with the food, continuing with a bit more routine for the next year or so. I think I could honestly end up gaining a good few kilos of muscle. Don't want to gain too much muscle just because it will not benefit the MMA stuff, but it's positive, so really happy with how things are going. Obviously not long left now, so yeah, we need to knuckle down. Orders packed, which is nice to finally get all these done. 67 orders here, and not only that, we've had some big restocks today on Alpha Neon, the full lot of Alpha Neon in, the new Perform in sticky toffee pudding, in big tubs, in small tubs, and in single servings. Alright, so I'm just leaving on leg, and that was fire. Excellent, exquisite, extremely good. All the egg-based positive words you can use to describe somewhere. Potentially the best omelette I think I've ever had. I mean, it did cost me 19 euros for the omelette and the coffee, but
to be honest, it was worth it. Probably about at least 30 grams of fat in that omelette. I just looked at my steps from yesterday. Oh shit, there's been a crash. Yeah, I looked at my steps from yesterday and I didn't wear my watch or have my phone on me for the entire duration of mine and Wolfie's workout, and still managed to do 18,000 steps. So 18,000 plus the workout with what I ate yesterday. Like, I was definitely in a deficit. So I think for the most part I'm going to be eating whatever the fuck I want today. And unfortunately it's just started raining a little bit. I'm probably going to get a bit wet because now I need to find my way or make my way to this gym, and it's either a 50-minute walk or a 25-minute public transport excursion, which will require venturing back into the train station. So I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. Figure it out. Mate, look at the fucking sheer volume of bikes. Thousands all under here as well. Just bike after bike. Alright, so I'm walking to this gym now. The heavens have opened. It's fucking pissing it down. And all I've got is my dad's little fucking green army zip-up jacket. There was no obligation for me to go to the gym today apart from my own back, and also the fact that I told Wolfie I'd go and do a gym review whilst I was here. So, yeah, the things I do for this shit. Alright, we've just about made it. But I am piss wet through now. So hopefully I can dry off a little bit inside. Alright people, so I'm here at the gym. I am at TrainMore Gym in Ossett, I believe it is pronounced, just outside of Amsterdam Central. It's about a 10-15 minute train journey out from the Central train station. First impressions, like, I'm impressed. Got a free trial, absolutely no issues booking the free trial, getting in on the free trial, which sometimes those things can be a little bit awkward. Like, I was honest with the girl at the reception. I told her I'm just visiting, just here for a free trial, and she said that's fine, just give us a Google review afterwards and let us know how it was. And yeah, I'm already pretty certain this is going to be a good scoring gym. Girl at the reception, I need to get a name because she deserves a shout out. She boxed it, to be fair. She even gave me a towel to go and use the sauna afterwards. So there is a sauna in the men's changing rooms, and yeah, the equipment so far, I've literally just done one set of lat pull downs and it's smooth as fuck. I feel like all this stuff feels super new. The knurling on all the bars and all the equipment is fresh. So I don't know how long this branch has been open, but I don't think it's been open a long time, and you can tell because it is in mint condition. So I'm gonna crack on. It's actually on 3 floors is this gym. There is also a cafe downstairs, which is sick, which I wish I knew before I came, because I stopped off at a coffee shop on the way here to get some very expensive overnight oats, which were very salty and not that good. So yeah, anyways, without further ado, let's do some fucking uppers, mate. on now to this chest support T-bar row. I've been using the one at Total Fitness recently for this upper session, obviously with it being my gym. And if you've seen the Total Fitness gym review that we did a few months ago, you'll know that that particular piece of kit did not get a great review. However, I have sort of become accustomed to it now, having used it so much. So it is a little bit different using one of these, but this is good. However, it feels like it's on like a bit of an uneven ground. So every time I get to the top of the rep, it sort of wobbles a bit, which isn't ideal, but yeah, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Now, I'm not sure what brand this is. If I were to guess from the font writing and all the other equipment in here, I would guess it's probably Techno Gym. The grips are pretty good. I'd say overall, it's definitely one of the better T-bar rows that I've used. Only thing I would say to improve it, re-racking it, you've got these two sort of ledges to stick the bar on. They're a little bit too wide, so you feel like you're straining your back a little bit, especially if you've been pushing it on your last few reps. Alright, so shoulder machine press next. However, I've done everything in this room so far. There is a shoulder press here, what my guy's resting on, but there's another floor upstairs, so maybe there's a shoulder press up there, but I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, light at the end of the tunnel. With your lights. So when I was looking for gyms this morning, and I was browsing through the pictures of the different TrainMore branches, it was a picture of this room actually that made me choose to come to this one in particular. There's something about these big sort of industrial windows and like the exposed brick rough finish mixed with the dark black matte of the gym equipment itself. It just feels fucking premium. Like, look at this. It looks fucking epic. So we're making our way now to the top floor. Oh, buddy. Yo. This is fucking sick. Nah. Look. I got loading up the sled track. Stay at this, man. That is fucking sick. Bunch of hammer strength equipment up here this time. Strength machines, pin loaded machines. This exposed fucking piping, roof, industrial vents, the lighting, dumbbells, sled track. Plate loaded equipment over here. Wow, this is fucking mint. Is that a shoulder press? I think it is. This is the classic hammer strength shoulder press I've been using at Total. That looks like it should be a mirror, but that's actually halfway to another section through there. I don't know how the fuck you can get to it. Around here, or you just fucking climb the roof? Surely not. Maybe you do. Looks like there's some more stairs here. But if you come through here, there's a man doing a fucking ball on his head. There's some Pilates shit going on. Some squat, powerlifting platforms. Mate, this is serious. We've even got a lift, so if you're smashing legs on leg day, You don't have to hobble down the stairs. If any of you have watched the Wolfie gym reviews before, you know we love to shout out when a new machine is unlocked. So this here may look like a calf press, but it isn't. I'm going to demonstrate for you. So this is actually a front game. But that's how you do it. Oh yeah, it's a forearm. Sorry, but that's mad. That's totally different. I don't know how much you have to do this to get like serious forearm. Yeah. New machine. This international vlogging food lifestyle got me feeling like Ben Marsh right now. Got the wrap. It's looking hella sus in my hand right now. I need to find somewhere to perch and eat it. And then I also need to do the all important final verdict on the gym review as well. All right, so I've just perched outside what looks to be a burger joint. There's a bunch of school kids. Oh my god, maybe I shouldn't fucking say that. I'm not the only one sat outside here, so I feel like it's alright. I'm gonna try it, then I'm putting my water bottle back in my bag, and then I'm gonna bounce, because I need to get the train back into the centre. Then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do after that, but I might just head straight out to the next hostel in Arnhem, where the concert is. But yeah, I was literally thinking about getting some food after the gym. Walking down the main street, I was having a Google, trying to see what I could find, and I just walked past that shop window with all the fresh salad and everything like that, and I thought, you know what, I fucking love a bit of falafel. So I asked boss man for a falafel wrap. Here we have it. Let's get it unwrapped. Could be a messy eat, this one, to be fair. That is serious. You can tell how fresh that is. That was a good shout. All right, people. So, TrainMore Amsterdam. I think that means East Amsterdam. I'm not 100% sure, but if you know, let me know so that I don't feel like a dickhead. That gym is very, very good. I would say it's probably the best gym that I've been to in Europe outside of the UK. Not that I've been to that many, but it definitely takes top spot. Immediately greeted at reception with a friendly welcome. I didn't get a chance to ask for the girl's name, but I should have. She had short brown hair and she was lovely. Customer service on point, so first big tick there. Second of all, the aesthetic. That is what drew me to this gym in the first place. Rustic, kind of edgy, industrial, like raw, peeled back, exposed brickwork, finished professionally with like the matte black machines and the lighting. It was just top tier aesthetics, and hopefully it's made for some semi-decent footage. Obviously I was by myself, so I couldn't get the best footage in the world. Then the actual equipment itself was also very, very good. Majority of it was techno gym, which isn't the best in the world, but it still is good, and it was all brand new, kept in very good condition so far as well. I don't know how long the gym's actually been open for, but yeah, it has been looked after. And if I was to make one negative comment about the equipment, potentially two, I'd like to see a bit more variety. There was only techno gym and a bit of hammer strength that I could see. Potentially there was some other stuff, but maybe a bit more variety. The other thing I would say would be that the weights weren't re-racked very well. By the general, this is very risky. The weights weren't re-racked particularly well by the gym members. So price-wise, it is definitely on the more expensive side of things. They did have an offer going on at the moment, which sounded pretty good. So it's 85 euros a month for a membership, which is pricey. It's about 87 pence to the euro right now. So knock about just over 10% off 85. You're looking at around £75 a month. So we're talking big box gym prices here. So it ain't cheap. However, with this offer that they had going on at the moment, it was like you don't pay until February, and every session that you do in the run up to February is €1 knocked off your first bill. So we're in September, that's 5 months away. If you're going to the gym 15 times a month, 15 times 5 is 75. You could basically knock another month off that, and I presume that's on a 1 year minimum contract. So you'd almost be getting your first year for half that price if you take into account not paying 5 months until February, and also if you went enough times in the build up to that to knock off some money. Disclaimer, they have not they've not paid me to say this. I just think it is quite a good little scheme that they've got going on there. I like that encourages people to go to the gym more. I think that's a positive thing. I also went in the sauna afterwards. Like I mentioned, the girl at reception actually sorted me out with a towel and a padlock as well for my locker, which I didn't have, which was very nice. The sauna tick that it's there, that is a positive. As you know, we love a sauna. However, stinky. And also, I am in Europe right now, so people are a little bit more comfortable, let's say. So knackers were on display. You didn't have to wear trunks to go in. You were supposed to wear a towel or some sort of swimwear, but there were a few blokes in there with full sausage on display, which isn't for everybody. It's not for me really, but I was there, and at that point I thought, fuck it, we're here now. And yeah, it was a bit stinky. Not like that's not the reason why it was stinky. Maybe it does contribute to the smell, but it just didn't smell too great in there. So that's a little bit of a mark down. So far in terms of negatives, gym etiquette, sauna cleanliness, not ideal. A bit more variety of machines. I couldn't remember what else I said. However, all in all, a really, really, really good gym. If you're in Amsterdam for a short period of time and you fancy, it's literally one stop out from Amsterdam Central. I definitely recommend it to anybody who is wanting to get a session in and train in Amsterdam if you are on holiday. And I'm sure if you're a local resident, you probably know about this place anyway. And all I can say is, I've not been to any of the other gyms around here, but I feel like that one's going to be pretty tough to beat. So yeah, final verdict, I would give TrainMore Gym Amsterdam Oost a 9.3. So it scores pretty high. I've laid out my reasons for why I think it's not higher than that, but it's definitely up there. So I also got chatting to some lads who were in the gym. I appreciate this clip's gone on for a very long time. Got chatting to some guys who were in there, and they said to me, they were like, oh, how long are you here for? And I said, oh, I'm just here for like 48 hours. And they said, oh, you've chosen to train at the best gym in Amsterdam. So I thought, fucking go on me for doing my homework and finding a good gym. That is that for the gym review. I am waiting for my train back into Amsterdam Central, which should be here in about 4 minutes. And then I'm either gonna go for a little walk in the center of Amsterdam, or I'm just gonna scoot straight out to Arnhem. I'm not decided yet, but I'm also waiting for Liam to get back in touch with me, so we will see. Alright, so made it to Arnhem train. I just boarded a bus. It's about a 20-minute bus ride to the hostel that I'm staying in. a look at getting a taxi potentially for this leg of the journey. Even though it's only like a 15-20 minute trip, it's coming out like €30. So absolutely love that. The plan is get to the hostel, check in, unload, well not unload necessarily, but drop bag off, probably get changed, and then head out, hopefully meet Liam, get some food, and then see Post.
It's been a very busy day, as well as unboxing all that stuff. Got it all on the website, so the sticky toffee pudding in the isolate big and small tubs and in the whey big and small tubs and sachets is now available on wolfsupplements.co.uk or the subshop.co.uk. You can also, we've got another customer, shall I do this now or shall I do it after? You can also get the Omega 3s, Wolfsups Omega 3s. The customer is about to come in, bear with. That's like 20 minutes and we're back again. Today has been mental. Shop's had a great day. We've had fucking all of that Perform land. We had the Omegas land. We've had Alpha Neon restock. We've had some restocks from big wholesalers. It's been one of them days. Oh, I've also labelled up about 100 mushroom extracts today as well, which was fun. But one of them days where I've been absolutely firing. Me and the dog, it is 4:30. And yeah, as I was saying, the Omega 3s are now live at Wolfsups. 1,000 milligrams of Omegas, 500 milligrams EPA, 250 DHA. Good raws and well priced, $15.99. You get 90 soft gels. I'd say for most people, even if you eat a little bit of fish, one soft gel a day will benefit you. If you don't eat any fatty fish, I'd say 2 soft gels a day. If you've got any sort of heart problems or if you're taking any steroids, anything like that, take 3 capsules or 3 soft gels a day. If you've got some Omegas at home, usually what I say to people is test them to see if they're rancid, because one big problem with Omega 3s is they go off, obviously it's fish oil and the fish can go rancid. Easy way to test them is open them up, smell them. If it smells absolutely horrendous, like super fishy, you might have something to worry about. If you're not sure from that point, pop one of them open and again just smell the oil. If it should have like an ocean type, slightly fishy smell, but it shouldn't be horrible to smell. The capsules should also be like that. They shouldn't be sticking together in any way. The problem with Omega 3s is companies will make these, for example, us, will have these made and then they'll put them in storage, on a shelf, in light, in heat, and over time they'll go rancid and then they'll continue to sell them unbeknown to the fact that they've gone rancid. Their customers / consumers will take them and they're actually doing more harm than good. So what, obviously for us to keep these fresh, obviously doing small batches at a time, keeping them stored in a dark condition / in a box, and these will only see the light of day when they go out to orders. So this is my tub here. But yeah, if you've got some Omegas at home, have a look at the dosaging, because if you're buying them from Costco or if you're buying them from the supermarket or Holland & Barrett, the dosaging is probably crap. You want a 2-to-1 ratio of EPA to DHA, and do that test as well, just like smell test them. Pop one open if you have to, just to check that it's not rancid. It should have a slight fishy smell / ocean type smell. That's the best way I can describe it. But it shouldn't be offensive. So 7 PM and what a day. One of the best days we've had in a while, to be honest. Business wise, crazy day. Shop, look at the state of me, fucking hell. Shop rammed, online, really busy. New product hitting the shelves, which is always a really good feeling. Some really good insights into stuff this afternoon, speaking with one of our good customers and natural bodybuilder, and he was just speaking about the extensive list of banned substances on WADA, which is a federation. And to be honest, like, there was a lot of stuff on there that I'd never thought to even warn people of, to be honest. So if you are competing in a natural federation, keep an eye on your supplements, because Aaron has shown me a few things that are banned or potentially banned that are in quite a lot of products, so keep an eye on that. But it's been a good day. We've had a lot of fun out my roof. And as I was saying this morning, getting some sunlight early on means in about 12 hours, when the sun's starting to go down, you'll start to feel tired. As you can see, I'm starting to feel tired, and it is only fucking 7 o'clock. So up at 3:30, that is going to be a great laugh. We've got 2 hours kickboxing, potentially walking this man as well. Need to see what Amy's doing in the morning. Fucking Tom's having fun. Not been working, has he? Can't see Post Malone.
Yes, people, so we made it to the hostel in Arnhem, checked into the room, and there's an Albanian geezer called Lewis, who's pretty sound, and there's another guy called Aurelius, yes, who is definitely autistic or has Asperger's, bless him, and he's set up in there with a fucking gaming laptop, playing some fucking game with his mates with the headset on, which is just a totally fucking strange vibe, but nevertheless, seems like a sweet kid. Pretty much just bombed in, got changed, put my stuff in a locker, and now I am walking to the bus stop, getting a bus back into town, go get some food, and then I'm gonna meet Liam, and then we're gonna go to the stadium. All right, so I'm about 2 minutes from Liam's accommodation. Link up, get the tickets, head to the stadium. I was watching the clips back that I've recorded so far from this trip whilst I was on the train here, and I realised that I never explained what I actually ended up doing last night. No, I didn't end up in the red light district. Well, I did, but not in that kind of way. Basically, I got chatting to a guy who was staying in my room in the hostel. He was called Santiago from Argentina, and me and him just ended up cutting about, walking around the streets. I have a confession. I will hold my hand up and say that I broke my fucking promise of no drinking, but it was for a good cause, right? And I didn't get battered. I had a Guinness, and the only reason I did it was because he had never had a Guinness before in his life, and I thought, what better way to lose your Guinness virginity than with me in a shitty Irish pub in Amsterdam whilst he's on his European travels. Fucking great guy. Had some good chats about Argentinian football and training and shit, showed him the YouTube channel and whatnot, and ended up in a karaoke bar afterwards, not drunk whatsoever, and just the look on this guy's face at like the scenes in the karaoke bar, something that he was like completely alien to him, and yeah, it just made my night, man. It was so funny. I do need to cut this video because I think I might be lost. Yes, now, so you will shortly see the kickboxing clips from this morning. Didn't film anything when I woke up this morning.
I just felt half dead, even though I did get to sleep well early last night. I woke up naturally at like, I want to say 3, and then I went back to sleep until my alarm. Sometimes when you do that, you just feel battered. But this morning, didn't feel great at kickboxing again, to be honest. Like, although sparring went well, I ain't got any clips of sparring, but it went all right. I've lost confidence in my legs just because of like my shins and my calf. Obviously pulled the calf the other week, and my shins just feel a lot softer from not doing as many kickboxing sessions, from not doing like my heavy bag workouts that I'd normally do. My shins are losing that conditioning, and to be honest, it is a scary thought when you are throwing a kick. Obviously, all it takes is someone to check it, and even with the shin guards on, like, you can feel it. And there's some big lads down there, so if you kick and they check it, you do feel it. And especially when you're not throwing with full confidence, it's like, fucking hell. So that's annoying. Just lost that bit of confidence in my shins, and the fact that they won't fucking break when I kick someone. So that wasn't great. And then the 1-to-1 straight after with Marshy, I will show some of the rounds. Marshy looked decent this morning. I just felt laboured. Like, my punches some were like little T-Rex punches. Some were just, I were overextending. Kicks, wasn't turning my hip over properly. My leg was kind of coming up straight. My head kicks, even though they had some weight behind them, technique wise, just wasn't great. Everything's like stiffening up. I suppose that's what happens when you do more weight sessions, and when you're doing repetitive movements, even like some of the conditioning sessions that we are doing. It's a lot of repetitive movements, like step ups. You're doing like same leg. Whereas with your martial arts, you're constantly fluid, moving around. Everything has to be loose. So they're kind of counteracting each other. And I did notice this morning that I was very stiff. That being said, the shoulder held up all right. Again, that's probably not helping with the stiffness, just being loose and moving. But I'll play some clips anyway. And yeah, a couple of weeks, and obviously we'll do this competition. Hopefully do all right in the comp, and then maybe tone down the weights a little bit. I might even speak to Ryan and just see if he'll program me something that kind of complements the MMA stuff rather than purely hybrid style training. So what do you reckon to the new Powerhouse gaff, lad? Unreal. Firing it.
The pads are so nice.
The
Yeah, I just feel like the move.
Oh, the mats, yeah. Bit slippy, like, but just getting used to it, innit? That logo's sick as well.
Looks like he's going to have the bags as well.
Oh, yeah, the bags.
He's going to put the bag, I think. Yeah, so it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. There you go, beautiful. And again.
Forget that one every fucking time.
So that's the newest one you've worked on, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, people, so, looking a bit crusty. Wednesday morning, I'm in the train station in Arnhem, ready to go back to Amsterdam airport to fly home. Been out for a bit of food this morning. That is about it, to be honest. The concert was fucking mint. However, I had a bit of a nightmare getting home because I'm an idiot, and basically I took the legs, I walked back to the centre of Arnhem, which took a fucking long time, to be honest. Did a hell of a lot of steps, walked back, got to the bus station in Arnhem Centre, and then I had it on my maps to get a number 3 bus back to the hostel, but I ended up making a monumental mistake, and I got on the number 3 bus going the opposite direction to where I needed to go. So I actually ended up going back towards the same fucking direction that I'd walked in, which was annoying because then that meant I had to get off, walk to the other side of the road, and then ironically it was the exact same bus driver who came back round and then picked me up about 20 or so minutes later, took me back to the centre, by which time the last bus had already been and gone. So then I had to firm an Uber back to the hostel, which wasn't too bad, it wasn't too expensive. And then by the time I got back, there was a guy in my room, the guy I was telling you about, the PC gamer. He was having a snore fest, like fucking ridiculous, all night. So that wasn't ideal. Eventually got to sleep, and by the time I woke up around 8:30, 9 a.m, he was already gaming, so guy was active. But yeah, all in all, it's been a sick trip. I don't think I will film anything further from here for this trip unless anything exciting happens, because it's literally just train, airport, flight home. That is it. So thanks for joining me for my little Amsterdam excursion. Oh man, I look tired and I feel tired. Just touched down back in good old Dewsbury town after having to get a rail replacement bus from Manchester Airport because Huddersfield train station is closed at the moment. So it's taken me like 4 hours to get here from Manchester, which is ridiculous. But that being said, when I got on the train from Arnhem back to Amsterdam Airport, apparently I needed to buy a different ticket, and when the ticket guy came round to check, I was like, oh shit, could have another Paris fine situation on my hands. But luckily the guy boxed it and he said I didn't need to buy a ticket, so I saved some money there. Anyways, my dad's here now, so I'm gonna get off.
5:51, and I've realised I haven't done a check-in today. It is, what day is it? It's Thursday, and it has been mental again. We've had a few mental days. Electricians were here from 8 a.m. this morning. I didn't think they were coming until 10, so I walked the dog and then got a call saying I needed to go to the shop to let the electricians in. I was planning on training this morning, but that couldn't be done. And then the electricians told me that they were coming back at 8 a.m. tomorrow, which was like, fuck's sake, because the track session normally do at 8. However, managed to get that pushed back until 9, so I can hit the track tomorrow, which is a win. Gonna go down there for about 7:15, so a little bit earlier. And then legs will be on Sunday, and then we've got the full run through on Monday. However, what brought me to the check-in is Tom's just put a message in the chat saying he's pulled his back. He's done a similar thing to what I did on the trap bar deadlift, and I feel fucking gutted for him because the back injury, lower back, is just the worst. Like, you can't do anything. When it stiffens up, everything just becomes a serious task, and not only that, it shoots up and down. For me anyway, it shoots up and down my left-hand side. So I'm hoping that it's not as severe as when I did mine a few weeks ago, because if it is, I honestly don't know if Tom's actually going to be able to complete the farm. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. I don't think I'd have been able to do it with my back injury even a couple of weeks after doing it. So fingers crossed, touch wood, that isn't the case. That would be an absolute nightmare if either of us at this point got an injury that put us out of the farm. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it could be a bit touch and go. Need to give Tom a call and kind of check where he's at. He said he warmed up right, but he had been travelling for the last couple of days and sat on planes, sat in buses and that, as I'm sure you're watching now if he's done a check-in. So that's just what happens. Your body just tightens up and then something's just more likely to go. It is a real fucking shame, and it is annoying how many niggles we've picked up during this training block. That being said, let's not be so doom and gloom about it. I need to give him a call, hopefully it's not as bad as he initially thought. In terms of the shop developments, the electricians have almost done, so they're coming back tomorrow to just tidy a few things up, and then we'll be fully signed off, which means we can start putting in the movements, getting the mezzanine bought, and once the mezzanine has been bought, obviously then we can start fucking building the upstairs, which is going to be storage. It's going to give us a lot more storage. It's going to give us a lot more room to play with. We can bring out bigger products, so like bigger tubs, stuff like this big 2 kilo tubs, and we've actually going to have space to store it. Not only that, we can move the shop back. So what you're seeing behind me now, you see this wall here, this can be pushed this way, so we essentially are going to have almost double the width in the shop. We're going to be able to organise our stock a lot better upstairs, which means just making things more efficient, more easy to manage. And not only that, we can fully fucking send it now. We've been held back by this has held us back quite a bit, to be honest, and it has been something that's honestly been up in the air now for about a year, just back and forth in with the landlord and whatnot, back and forth in with people trying to get it sorted. It's been out of my control, but it's getting there and it's nearly fucking done. So it's going to be worth the wait. Like, we can really put the foot to the floor now and push on with this business. Things are growing anyway, but I think just having this space and just a little bit more freedom will allow us to just push even harder. So I'm preparing for a good few months of shit sleep, stress, and all the shit that comes with growth and doing renovations, all that stuff. It just is what it is. Feeling pretty good at the minute though. Yeah, this week's been good, to be honest. Managed to get a lot done. I think the thing is, when me and Tom are in, sometimes we can get a little bit complacent and we can probably fuck about a little bit too much, and sometimes we don't get as much done as we should when there's two of us. That being said, Tom's had a bit of a break, and hopefully next week when we are both in together, we can keep the momentum going, keep the business moving. Obviously we're nearly done on this prep now as well, so we'll have a lot more energy to put into other things. It's energy consuming doing something like this, like the amount of energy that you spend thinking about it, the amount of energy that you spend planning, it does take away from other areas of your life, as does anything worth doing. You've got to sacrifice something. I'm not saying like we've got to sacrifice everything, because obviously we haven't. If you've watched the vlogs, you'll see that we've lived pretty fucking sound for the last few weeks. All I will say though is it does take away energy that could be spent on other stuff, obviously, like business. And yeah, I think it's time. It's time to push on and keep growing, keep doing more of what we're doing. But that's my Thursday check-in anyway. No training today. Up early tomorrow, so I'm going to take a scoop of sleep, so a scoop of full moon, and I'm also going to stack that with a capsule of melatonin at about 3 milligrams. Should see me off, and that'll be me. I'll be up early. So yeah, peace. 7 a.m. Friday track time. Rainbow is in the sky, and we've got some random ass fucking track workout to do with the burpees and all that shit again. If you watched last week, you will have seen we did 800 meters. Me and Marshy absolutely flew through it. This week I am on my Todd, and I am earlier than normal because I need to get to the shop early, as mentioned in the previous clip. 1,000 meters today with the same shit in between, so the squat jumps, the burpees, and the lunge jumps. It's the worst. 1,000 meters is the worst. I much prefer, I know them boys said that they quite like the 1,000 meter one and it felt quite easy. I much prefer the 400s. Fucking 400 meters, even though there's more of them. You can sprint around and you know that when you finish the lap, you've got a bit of a break. 1000 meters, I'm just counting down like the 600 and then I'm counting down the last 400. Like when I know there's a lap left, I'm happy. Bit more of a ball ache is 1000 meters because you're finishing at different points every time as well. I much prefer the 400s or the 800s because you finish at the same spot. That being said, that's minor. Like I say, there's a rainbow. That's about it. Oh, actually, there is something else. Trainers. So I've gone back to my OG trainers because although I bought them trainers in this series, them that I got from the Nike outlet, I think I haven't liked them since I started wearing them, to be honest. And I think I've been kidding myself that they're all right because I just feel like I wasted money, which I have wasted money because I'm not going to wear them. I mean, I don't know. I could wear them for the gym, for example, but for running, they haven't been feeling good, and my calves have just been getting mega pumped before doing the runs. These trainers that I'm wearing now, I've had for a good few years. I've done like 20k distances in these. I've done plenty of 15ks. I've done loads of 5ks, loads of 10ks, and I know that they're all right. Although they are battered and they're old, they're still very comfy. Unfortunately, I wear these every day to work, so obviously they're not fresh and they're not bouncy. That being said, I aren't about to go out and buy another pair of trainers now just because, I mean, we're nearly done now. We've got what, like fucking 2 weeks to go. So spending a load of money on some trainers now does seem a bit silly. So I'm going to try these today, see how they feel. These are likely going to be the trainers that I'm competing at the farm in anyway. We'll see how they go and hopefully they feel comfy. If today goes well and they do hold up and my legs feel better, then I will definitely be using these. If my legs just feel as they have been feeling the last few weeks, then I'll just put it down to general fatigue and we can take the blame off the new trainers. But we'll see. I don't know what these are actually called. I think they're Pegasus. But like I say, I have had them for years now. I think they're like Pegasus ZZ or something. Oh no, they're not. The Windflow, Nike Windflow. These are sound. So, yep, we'll feedback after the session. Hopefully it goes all right. But warm up done. There's a few boys here, a few old boys getting it in nice and early, and I'm here fucking waddling. These boys are moving. Probably got about 30 years on me and they're moving quick with it, and I'm here fucking hobbling about. But warm up is done. First section, let's get it. So that's halfway, and it seems the trainers were not the issue. The issue is my old man legs. So free to go, easy. Bang on that, run done. It is now 8:20, so we're gonna go in, get ready real quick, and then head to work. Finish that in a pace of 4:06 average per kilometre. Same issue as before, as I quickly mentioned at the track. Like the calves are just blowing up. Changed the trainers, that hasn't helped. Just sucked it up. It wasn't nice. The last 2 laps were just awful. Just pumped to fuck. Doesn't help doing the other stuff in between either, like the lunge jumps obviously and the squat jumps. You're just sending more blood their way, so obviously that's the idea. That's obviously why we're doing it, because we are going to be running under those conditions. What I will say though is a 4:15 pace at the minute, kilometre pace, feels super comfortable. Like I feel like I could run that for 6 or 7 kilometers, which is insane, because if you go back to the first video where we had the testing week, my PB 5k was that pace. It's fucking nuts to see how far we've come. I remember that 5k on testing week and I was like fully towing, like that was my all out. Couldn't have done it a second quicker. And today I was running and I realized when I'm if I'm absolutely chilling, I'm like, oh fucking hell, I need to pick it up a bit. And I was chilling a couple of times today, and I looked down at my watch and it was like 4:15, and I'm like, fucking hell, as if 4:15 pace is now a chilling pace. That is insane. So excited to smash a 5k when we get this out of the way. Gonna rest probably for like a week, get the legs fully recovered, and then I reckon just go down to the track and just full send a 5k, maybe prolong this series one episode after, just for a retest. And obviously we'll be getting his bloods done as well, so we can see how fitness has improved and see if our bloods have improved or worsened. I've got a funny feeling that overtraining markers on the bloods, like inflammation markers and creatinine markers, stuff like that, I've got a funny feeling that they're going to be sky high just from fatigue and overtraining. Might be wrong. If I am wrong and it comes to that, then obviously we just need to get a fucking grip and man up. But I have got a feeling that the inflammation markers are going to be sky high. But yeah, feeling happy, feeling positive about everything at the minute. Just nice. It's nice to know that stuck to everything. Obviously all the way through for me, I missed a leg session when I was injured with my lower back after doing the deadlifts, and I missed 2 upper sessions for my shoulder. Other than that, every little thing, everything's been ticked off. Every session, every track session, every conditioning session, every day has been logged food wise. We haven't missed a fucking beat, and today, honestly, I say it shows. Fitness is just great at the minute. So as I've said in this video already, I think, or in the last video, if you are wanting to take your fitness to a new level and also maintain your strength and obviously strength and size, message Ryan. I couldn't think of anyone I'd recommend more for this style of training in terms of a coach. There's obviously coaches that are more geared towards getting you absolutely shredded. There's coaches that are geared more towards lifestyle. Ryan does do that as well, but if you are looking to get into this style of training, obviously he's your man. He is absolutely a man, and we can vouch for him. So yeah, what a fucking journey. Now we made it to work. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you so much for tuning in and watching all the way through. You are probably one of very few that made it this far. If you made it this far and you're not subscribed, then you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on your TV, grab your phone, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. And also shout out to everyone who has been coming down to the shop and saying hello, who has watched us or found us on YouTube. I've had 2 people this week who have been down into the store, who have seen us on YouTube, and they've driven a decent while to come and say hello. So shout out to those people. Massively appreciate it. Makes doing this worth it, because it is obviously time consuming. It's also very rewarding. It's enjoyable, but it does take time, does take planning, and we have got to be on it with filming stuff, obviously, to make the content. So thank you to everyone who does make it worth doing and makes all the time that we put into it worth it. It means the world. Tune in next week. We are nearly there. We are nearly going to be competing at the farm. Hopefully we don't absolutely flop, because I'm not going to lie, there is pressure on us boys now. We've not only fucking done a YouTube series about this one event that many people are just competing in for a laugh. We've also had a Hyrox Worlds competitor coaching us. We've had a full-on plan that we've stuck to the full way through. If we flop, sheesh, there's just no excuses there.
Yo guys, how are we doing? It is Friday afternoon, about 1:30 p.m. Couple of updates. Yesterday I went to the gym. I had to drag my ass to the gym, to be honest. I think the long travel day home on Wednesday took it out of me a bit more than I realised. I went to the gym quite late in the day, stretched off, did my first exercise, the walking lunges, and then I went straight into the deadlifts with the trap bar. Long story short, I've done a Wolfie. So if you watched one of the episodes of this series earlier on, I can't remember what week it was, Wolfie pulled his back doing the trap bar deadlifts, and I pretty much have done the same. I will say it's probably not as bad as what Wolfie did. It was a pull of something nevertheless, which meant that I essentially cut my session short. I did do a few other exercises, just some easier stuff like a bit of chest, a bit of arms, just to get something down in the calendar. And then I've woke up today and I feel like shit, to be perfectly honest. You know when you just know something's not right? Like, I'm all clagged up here, I'm tired. I slept for like nearly 10 hours last night as well, and I'm still tired. So I don't know if it's my immune system kicking in, trying to fight something that I've picked up on my way back from Amsterdam, or what, but yeah, I'm not feeling 100. So I was supposed to go to the track this morning, but I didn't. However, I am at the gym now. I'm in the car park. I've decided that I'm gonna send my track session, albeit I'm gonna do it on the assault runner at the gym. I've been struggling with pain on the outside of my left knee when I've been doing it at the track. So when me and Wolfie did our partner session on Monday with the running on the assault runner, I didn't feel any of that. So I am hoping that I will mitigate the risk of further worsening the knee injury by doing it on the assault runner. So I am dragging my ass here right now. Like, I really do not want to do this, to be perfectly honest, but I just have to remind myself that like something like Wolfie's been saying quite often in the last couple episodes is just be grateful for the fact that I can physically do this. You know, if things were different for me in my life, then I would probably be wishing to feel like this and to still actually have the opportunity to go and push my body in this way. Also, I've got friends out there who do train, they just do train far more and far harder than me. So, you know, I'm trying to hold up my end of the stick. I mean, Joe's out there at the minute doing God knows how much a day. He's doing like 30k a day running. His toenails falling off, his feet are blistered to fuck, and he's got to wake his ass up every single day and just run, because that's what he's doing and that's what he said he's going to do, the same way that I've said I'm going to do this farm competition and I'm going to give it my all. So I'm here, I'm at the gym, I'm going to make the most of being indoors and stretching off nicely, getting nice and warm, and then hop on the assault runner, put some tunes in or listen to a podcast and just get it done. At the end of the day, it's only 6 kilometers. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that now.